of reluctant to put this video out because, I kind of like Holly a little bit. I think she's a sweet person. I do think she does love the Lord and all that kind of stuff. But I believe she's sincere in her love for Jesus Christ and all that kind of stuff. I do believe that. But, I get on Von Helton's ass all the time about his stolen valor, his so-called civilian capacity, about him being some manifestation of the Punisher. And I call him out on it quite often. I have a whole page on YouTube dedicated to Von Helton's stolen valorism. But just because Holly's pretty and a female doesn't mean that she has a right to get away with stolen valor. I'm a veteran, and I take pride in that. The fact that I served in the military and I served my country and I did all the hoo-yah stuff, ran through the jungles and out in the desert and, through the mud and the hills and all that kind of stuff. And I did the job as a Navy corpsman, a combat medic with a Marine Corps unit, with a bunch of guys who were real soldiers, who were real men of valor. And then there's a guy that has the SEAL experience. What's his name? Sharpley. I can't remember his name, but it escapes me right now. I'll say it if it comes to my mind. But he's the real deal. He's a Navy SEAL. Navy SEALs do a lot of things, and I can understand why he doesn't like people making stolen valor claims, and he's dedicated part of his life to exposing valor thieves. And I can't just let Holly get away with being a valor thief just because she's a sister in the Lord and just because she's female and easy on the eyes, let's say. She's not unattractive. She does have her problems, but lying isn't something you have to do. No one has a mental illness that causes them to lie. A lie is a lie is a lie. A lie is wrong, especially when you're taken away from people who actually did things. What really makes it wrong that Holly claims to be black ops and did this black ops stuff is that there are real people out there who actually did black ops stuff. These super soldiers, so-called super soldiers, that claim that they went through the super soldier program and their mind was erased and the memories coming back to them. Either they're crazy and they believe that nonsense, or they're out and out lying. And I think that 99% of them are just out and out lying, trying to puff themselves up. And it's wrong. It is absolutely stolen valor. It doesn't matter if you're an American or if you're somebody from Great Britain, or you're somebody from somewhere in Europe or Middle East or Soviet Union or former Soviet Union, whatever, Russia, whatever military you served in. You have bragging rights. And when someone goes around claiming they did all this stuff better than you did, they're taken away from what you did. And that's wrong. It's wrong to commit stolen valor, no matter what form it is. Like as if Von Helton really did serve. Von Helton really is a veteran, but Von Helton lies about his military service, and I call him out on it many, many times. And so I think I'd be wrong if I didn't call Holly out on it. Other people have told me that. Said, Darren, why don't you say anything about Holly? She's stealing valor all the time. And so now I'm going to do something. And I probably, Holly may end up seeing this video. So Holly, I'm sorry, but this has been on my chest for a long time, and I have to speak out. Now, this is Holly, and this is a wonderful picture of her with a cross on her forehead, and I think that's a delightful picture, and she likes that picture. And I know she got very hurt when someone posted it. So I'm not posting this to you, Holly, to smear you in any way. I think you are a sister in the Lord and all that kind of stuff. But just so that people know who I'm talking about, so I put some pictures up here of you. But this is not saying you're a bad person to say, but when you claim you did the super soldier stuff that you're absolutely lying about, and then you claim that you're some chosen person of Jesus, that Jesus somehow picked you out of all other people. No, Jesus said that he is no respecter of persons. And he said, if you love him, you'll obey him. And one of the things he says is about lying. He tells you not to lie, not to, make up false stories and about your life. You don't need to do that. You're a wonderful person without all that. Why don't you just tell the truth about your life and not some lie? I know you're probably going to come out and defend, I really was a super soldier, but you really weren't, okay? You really weren't. You didn't do more than I did when I served in the military, when I was a real soldier. You didn't. I carried a Marine off of Mount Fuji who broke his ankle, and I had to carry him on my back all the way down the hill. Good thing it was downhill. But still, when you got more weight, almost double your weight going downhill, that hurts your knees and everything else going down the hill. I was in pain by the time I got down the bottom of Mount Fuji. Okay. I also helped a group of Marines that were tankers that went out on a maneuver where they're out there finding things on a compass, not in their tanks, but actually out in the jungle, and they got lost, and I had to help them find their way back to where they needed to go, to a certain LZ where a helicopter was supposed to meet them. So I did some things that I'm proud of in the military, and I worked in the emergency room while I was at the Naval Hospital. I didn't go up in the rank structure, but I did my job to the best that I could do. And when someone claims that they did all this black ops stuff, that, it's wrong. And it hurts everybody who actually served in the military. You're hurting veterans when you do that. Holly has a bunch of followers. There's a whole group of people on YouTube that claim that they're these soldiers, these super soldiers, and some of them are doing it for fun. Most of them do it because they probably had failures in their life and they want to cover up their failures with some kind of heroics. But when you do this super soldier lie, you are dishonoring all other veterans who actually did stuff. If you didn't do it, you have no right to claim it. What about the guy who joined the Navy and all he did was be a cook? And he sat on a ship and he cooked meals for people every day the 4 years that he was in the Navy. How can you say that you did more than he did? You didn't. He's more of a hero than you guys are, than you false super soldiers. There's no underground cavern up in Canada, no special unit up in all that stuff. And as far as MK Ultra did exist. MK Ultra was a way to get the truth out of people, to find spies during the Cold War. That's what MK Ultra was, but it was a failed experiment. They used drugs to try to induce things out of people to get them to tell the truth, and they were abducting, well, not abducting, but they were taking people who were in the military and doing these mind control experiments on them. I don't know all the details behind it because it was secret. And because it's secretive, people make things up about it. And it was some kind of secret assassin program when really it was nothing more than a program to try to find a way to get spies to tell the truth, to develop a sort of truth serum. It started at the beginning of the Cold War, and it was a disaster from all I know. I don't know that much about MK Ultra, but I know that MK Ultra had nothing to do with some super soldier program. You're just taking a word that sounds cool. MK Ultra sounds cool, so you use that word as, I was a super soldier under MK Ultra. You're just lying. And how can you be this, Holly? How can you be serving Jesus Christ and be his bride, as you claim, and then go around lying about your life? Just be truthful. You're a wonderful person without all the lies. Just tell about your real life. You don't need to live the lie, because what you're doing is also discrediting Christianity. Christianity, but it's a lie. Look at people that claim to be super soldiers in there's enough idiots within Christianity to add to it, really. You're committing a sin when you claim you're a super soldier. And I'm sorry I had to make this video, but I did. You were never a super soldier. There never was no such thing as super soldier program. The reason being there isn't because there's plenty of gung-ho people in the military willing to do it. People who are highly skilled. People who have the ability to do great things. Navy SEALs, Delta Force, Green Beret, Force Recon. What's that? Air Force has one too. It's called. I know Air Force has a special forces too, but the name of it eludes me. I remember a guy. Oh, lights went out. That means I'm getting ready to finish. But you're claiming you did better than anybody who did in the military, and people who, even Von Helton, who was drummed out of the military, he did more than you did, Holly. I'm sorry. You didn't. You weren't a super soldier. It's a charade, and you need to stop. I know you won't because you want to believe the lie, but you can tell a lie 100 times; it's still a lie. I went to theological school. I was an evangelist. I worked as an evangelist for a couple years, so I know what I'm talking about. And God doesn't pick one person over the other. He loves everybody equally. And so if he asks you to be his bride, he asks everybody to be his bride. You're not more special than any other Christian. That's just a worldly view. And that's the way it is. That's the truth according to the Bible. If you don't believe that, or if you believe something else, you're not really living the Christian life. You're living a lie.